Foresight is a structured way of thinking systematically about the future. If we don't have a structured way of thinking about the future, sometimes we just assume that tomorrow is going to be like today. We think that other people think about the future like us, and in fact, all of those things are not the case. There's 3 benefits to doing Foresight. You bring people together to imagine collectively what your desired future is. You also come together and you realize, well, actually, despite your desired future, there may be things happening around you that you need to be prepared for. That whole process and the capability and the institutionalization and the having of that conversation basically means that you build the capability to be able to be resilient and agile and adapt as things occur.
The NGFP network, or Next Generation Foresight Practitioners Network, is a global network. Foresight, it's a tool that can be used in lots of different ways. I'd probably cluster into 3 different ways that most members are using it. People are using it to actually try and shift decision making and policy making in their countries. We've then got those that are bringing futures and foresight to a sector to try and make it more resilient and more kind of future ready. And then the third way I would say is using futures and foresight, not necessarily from a strategic or policy influencing level, but actually much more from a community empowerment level. We've got people like Foresight who are working with farmers in rural Nigeria to gather their hopes and fears about the future of the food security space and the future of agriculture, and to gather those perspectives as a way of bringing agency and giving voice actually to those that often wouldn't have the space to do so. By having and holding spaces and to have a generation of people who are using these tools, it's actually potentially a way of transforming sectors to be significantly fairer, significantly more democratized, and a lot more participatory.
Being able to find a space where you can be mentored, but also a place where you can be able to actually practice and begin to have conversations with a network is quite a privilege, because if you look at the whole space around foresight practitioning, it's quite a privileged space. And so what SWAF is doing is decolonizing that particular space to make sure that knowledge and practice and understanding is actually held by everyone, because if we have to be able to create social change, you essentially would need to be able to ensure that the people that you're working with understand how the change process is.
What Foresight can do is it can help entrepreneurs design solutions that are really sustainable and profitable in the short term and even more in the long term. NGFP offers entrepreneurs, young people, everyone else within the practice of foresight to join a community, and that makes a very, very big difference, because it's very important to have a community where people come and learn together, learn from each other.
The vision that I have for School of International Futures is that we weave and support a community of people who can make this happen in their own communities all around the world.